At the end of the day, it's all about freedom.
The American government, how could you possibly argue there's a more powerful government, right? Like, what government could you possibly argue can do more, has more resources, power, than the American government? More than any in human history by far, at least that we know of. Maybe there's some ancient, like, Nibiru, what's that, Nibiru? Maybe in ancient Egypt, when there was something like that, maybe they had some more shit. But besides them, it's America, baby. And so, it's a great argument, or a great kind of empirical argument for anarchists. Because, by the way, this is the story in almost every wealthy country, by the way. Almost every goddamn one of them. And this is one of the things that's really fascinating about being a libertarian, the more you look into this shit. And it's the narrative that leftists don't, for the most part, even know about and don't appreciate at all, is that it's most of these countries, like even Sweden is the one we've talked about a little bit on this show, but right, Tom Woods, I love when he said it this way. He goes, how do you, the old thing of how do you get a small fortune? And the answer is you start with a big fortune, So they'll be kind of like, someone will be like, well, look at Sweden. They have all these, socialist policies and they're a rich country. And you go, okay. But Sweden was one of the most free market countries in the world from like 1850 to 1950, okay? And then by 1950, right, then they get in there and they get a few of their socialist policies. Then in like 60 and 1970s, they start really getting socialist, okay? And in like 1950, 1960, they're in like the top 4 richest countries in the world. And then by 1990, they're like the 17th richest country. Though again, I don't have these numbers in front of me, but like they fall pretty far. So it's like, yeah, okay, you're giving credit to the socialism, right? And this is what the leftists here do too. They give credit to all the government intervention that came later. But I think it's completely backward. All the wealth was built on this huge chunk of freedom that we had, where all the infrastructure was built. And then you've built up to a certain layer where the market can continue to work. Unfortunately, governments grow. They grow by their very nature. And the idea that some piece of paper that was written a few hundred years ago is going to stop these power-hungry motherfuckers from getting in there and expanding their powers is, well, let's just say, unrealistic.